The Cadillac Championship is back at Trump National Doral for the first time in a decade. The golf world is watching, but not just for the birdies and bogeys, for something else entirely. President Donald Trump, the host of this week's $20 million event, just broke his silence on the biggest story in golf: the collapse of Levy Golf, the uncertain future of its biggest stars, and specifically Bryson DeChambeau. From the Oval Office, Trump issued a statement that has stunned fans across the globe. "I want to see Rory playing Bryson DeChambeau," he said. "I want to see Big John Rahm playing Scotty Scheffler." A direct call for the reunification of golf. But that is not all. There is a gold statue, there is a Saudi funding crisis, and there is a question that everyone is asking. What does Donald Trump really think about Bryson DeChambeau? This is Golfio. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The scene at Trump National Doral is unlike anything the PGA Tour has seen in years. A 15-foot gold-plated bronze statue of Donald Trump now towers over the grounds of the Blue Monster course. The statue, commissioned to commemorate Trump's return to the White House, depicts the president with his fist raised, a reference to the moment after an assassination attempt. The installation happened just days before the opening round of the Cadillac Championship, and it has caused a firestorm of controversy. Critics have called the statue over the top and unnecessary. Social media exploded with demands that players boycott the event. But the players themselves? They shrugged. "It's his place. He can do whatever he wants," said Ricky Fowler. "If I have my own resort one day, maybe I'll put a big gold statue of me on it," joked Tommy Fleetwood. The statue is not the only thing drawing attention to Doral. The tournament itself is historic, the first time the PGA Tour has returned to the course since 2016, and the timing could not be more dramatic. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund just announced that it will end its funding of LIV Golf after the 2026 season. The blank check that built the Rebel League has been closed. LIV has lost more than $5 billion, and now the future of every LIV player is in doubt. Into this chaos stepped President Trump. From the Oval Office, he addressed the media. Asked whether the PGA Tour should welcome back the LIV defectors, Trump did not hesitate. "Well, I do," he said. "I do believe that all of the great golfers should be playing against each other." The message was clear. The President of the United States, a golf course owner who hosts both PGA Tour and LIV events, is calling for reunification. But Trump did not stop with generalities. He got specific. He named names. "I want to see Rory playing Bryson DeChambeau," Trump said. "I want to see Big John Rahm playing Scotty Scheffler." The mention of DeChambeau was particularly striking. The two men have a close relationship. DeChambeau has been spotted playing golf with Trump multiple times. He has even been described as a Trump-backed golfer. So when Trump calls for DeChambeau to be welcomed back to the PGA Tour, it carries weight. Trump elaborated on his vision. "They have great players on the LIV, but it's almost like people want to see that. That's why the Masters were so good, because you saw everybody together." He was referring to the 2026 Masters, where Rory McIlroy won his second straight. Green Jacket and Scotty Scheffler finished runner-up. For 1 week, the Civil War was forgotten. The best players in the world competed against each other, and the ratings were through the roof. Trump also addressed the question of whether LIV players should face penalties for returning. "There's something nice about all of the players playing together," he said. "Now they'll all be accepted by the tour. There's no question, because they're great." He added, "The tour wants to have the best players. You can't have the best player that they're boycotting now." The implication was clear. Punishing LIV defectors would be counterproductive. The tour needs its best players, and Bryson DeChambeau is one of the best. Trump's comments were not made in isolation. They came at the exact moment when the Cadillac Championship was teeing off at his Doral course. In 2 weeks, LIV Golf will play another event on a Trump-owned course, the Potomac course. Trump, ever the businessman, has a financial interest in both tours succeeding. But his words also reflect a genuine belief that the golf war has gone on too long. They were viewing something as a monopoly, but it's swaying away, he said. It should be the opposite of a monopoly. He wants competition, but he wants competition within the same ecosystem. The timing of Trump's comments is everything. Just 48 hours before he spoke, the Wall Street Journal dropped a bombshell report. The Saudi Public Investment Fund is ending its financial backing of LEV Golf after the 2026 season. The league that paid Bryson DeChambeau $125 million may not exist next year. LIV is expected to inform players and staff of this decision as early as Thursday. The fallout has been immediate. Louisiana announced that its June New Orleans event is postponed. State officials want their $1.2 million refund. Players are scrambling. Agents are making calls. And the PGA Tour is watching closely. Into this vacuum, Trump inserted himself. He knows the players. He plays golf with DeChambeau. He has hosted LIV events at his courses. He has also hosted PGA Tour events. Trump sees the reunification not just as good for golf, but as good for business. The tour wants to have the best players, he said. You can't have the best player that they're boycotting now. He was asked whether live players should face a penalty for returning. His answer was dismissive. They may do something, a little bit, he said. But they'll all be back on tour. And it'll be great. But the path back is not as simple as Trump suggests. Brooks Koepka returned to the PGA Tour earlier this year through a one-time returning member program. The program came with a steep price. Koepka was required to make a $5 million charitable donation, forfeit access to FedEx Cup bonus money for 2026, and give up sponsor exemptions into signature events. That program had a strict deadline, February 2, 2026. Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, and Cameron Smith were the only three LEV stars offered a path back. All three said no. Now, with Levy's funding pulled, their calculations have changed. But the door may be closed. The offer that was made to them and to Brooks Koepka in January was a one-time offer, Eamon Lynch told the Golf Channel. For DeChambeau and Rahm, the path back could be very difficult. Trump, however, believes the tour will find a way. Now they'll all be accepted by the tour. There's no question, because they're great, he said. Whether he is right remains to be seen. The fan reaction to Trump's comments has been predictably explosive. Social media is flooded with opinions, and they fall into three distinct camps. The first camp agrees with Trump. These fans are tired of the golf civil war. They want to see the best players compete against each other every week, not just at the majors. Trump is 100% right, one fan posted. I want to see Bryson versus Rory. I want to see Rahm versus Scheffler. The LIV experiment failed. Time to bring everyone home. Another wrote, the Masters proved it last week. When the best play together, everyone wins. The second camp is skeptical. They argue that Trump's comments are self-serving. He owns golf courses that host both tours. He has a financial interest in reunification. Trump isn't doing this for the fans, one critic wrote. He's doing this for his bottom line. Doral and Potomac need the stars to play. He wants his courses on TV. Another pointed out the irony. Trump welcomed LIV with open arms. Now he's cheering for its demise. Make it make sense. The third camp is focused on the gold statue. The 15-foot Trump effigy at Doral has become a symbol of the tournament's success. Forget the golf, one fan joked. I'm just here to see the Golden Donald. Others were more critical. It's tacky, another wrote. It's Trump being Trump. But it's also kind of hilarious. Ricky Fowler's reaction summed it up best. It's his place. He can do whatever he wants. That sentiment, a shrug, an acceptance, a move on, might be the most common reaction of all. Trump himself seemed aware of the spectacle. If we end this early, I'll be able to watch for about 3 minutes before I get back, he said of the tournament. Even in the midst of the golf drama, he had other priorities. But his words about Bryson DeChambeau and the future of the sport have already had an impact. They have given hope to fans who want reunification. They have given ammunition to critics who see Trump as a meddler. And they have ensured that the Cadillac Championship will be remembered for more than just the leaderboard. So, what does Donald Trump's reaction mean for Bryson DeChambeau? And what does it mean for the future of professional golf? Let me break down 3 possibilities. Possibility 1. Trump's comments accelerate reunification. In this scenario, Trump's public endorsement of a pathway back for LAV players puts pressure on the PGA Tour. The tour does not want to be seen as defying the president. They create a new Returning Member Program 2.0. Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and others, are welcomed back with reduced penalties. Trump claims credit. Golf is whole again. This is the best-case scenario for fans who want to see the best players compete every week. Possibility 2. The PGA Tour ignores Trump. This is the more likely scenario. The tour has its own priorities, its own rules, its own governing structure. The returning member program was a one-time offer. That offer has expired. If DeChambeau wants to come back, he will have to wait, possibly a full year from his last LIV event. Trump's comments will not speed up that timeline. The tour will do what it believes is right for its business, not what the president says. Possibility 3. DeChambeau chooses a different path entirely. This is the wild card scenario. Even if the PGA Tour opens its doors, Bryson DeChambeau may not walk through them. According to his former coach Mike Shy, "I'm not sure he even wants to be back on the PGA Tour. I think he just wants to do his own thing." DeChambeau has a YouTube channel with over 2 million subscribers. He has series like Break 50 with celebrities. He has been building a media empire that exists entirely outside the traditional structures of professional golf. He could become a full-time YouTuber who plays only the 4 major championships. It would be unprecedented. It would be risky. But it would be exactly the kind of outside-the-box thinking that has defined Bryson DeChambeau's entire career. My final take is this. Donald Trump's reaction to Bryson DeChambeau is more than just a soundbite. It is a signal that the most powerful forces in golf, the PGA Tour, LIV Golf, and now the White House, are all aligned on one thing. The Civil War has to end. The fans want to see the best players compete against each other. And Bryson DeChambeau, for all his controversy, is one of the best. Whether he returns to the PGA Tour, stays with a diminished LIV, or becomes a YouTube sensation, one thing is certain. The golf world will be watching, and Donald Trump will have something to say about it. This is Golfio. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter. And leave a comment below. Do you agree with Trump? Should the PGA Tour welcome Bryson DeChambeau back? I will see you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.